Not all visibility builds influence. Welcome to GLEM TV, a leadership-focused media platform powered by GLEM Communications. Here we amplify leaders, businesses, speakers, authors, and organizations through strategic conversations, interviews, weekly reports, GLEM news, personality features, publishing insights, and event coverage. We don't chase trends. We don't promote noise. We build credibility, clarity, and influence for voices that matter. If your work deserves to be seen with purpose and strategy, then this is your platform. GLEM TV, your brand, our spotlight. All right, welcome everyone to Forge to Thrive show, a flagship show on GLEM TV. I'm your host, Shirley Murphy, and today marks a very special moment, the official launch of this platform created to amplify voices, leadership, and purpose on a global scale. Forge to Thrive is about growth, courage, and stepping fully into who you are called to be, especially for leaders. So in today's premiere edition, we are diving into a powerful conversation around Unleash the Power of Your Voice, which is connected to the upcoming Women's Summit and book release. And I'm honored to be joined by this phenomenal woman leader and a co-author who is also a speaker at the summit. This conversation will challenge you, inspire you, and of course, remind you on why your voice matters in 2026 and beyond. And joining me today is no other than Dr. Dr. Elder DeLois Jackson. She's a 7-time Amazon best-selling author and 6-time international best-selling author, multiple award-winning writer, and a 2024 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. She's a multifaceted visionary with a profound passion for education, spirituality, and storytelling. And she has dedicated her life to nurturing the minds and souls of young leaders. Elder Dr. Jackson's work continues to shape lives across generations. And we are truly honored to welcome her to the conversation today. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for us here. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. And of course, welcome to 2026. I think we are seeing for the first time 2026 today. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Yes. Very quickly, Dr. DeLois. Now, I want us, to just take a moment back, take us just a few steps back, on who you were before all the titles, the doctor, and all the recognition that you have today. Take us a few moments back. Who were you before now?
Good morning. Yes. Before now, oh my, I'm a former teen mom. I had no experience, no directions, no mentoring, nothing to help support me as a teen mom. I felt unseen, labeled, unworthy, often overlooked. Just so many negativities, just not having any understanding of being a teen mom or parenting for that matter. So I had to write the roadmap for parenting, not just for teen moms, but for moms in general that didn't have experience. So I am the author of all of my experiences, the negatives and the positives, and the things that came along with bringing a brand new baby home at a tender age of 16.
Awesome. That's a powerful journey, and of course, I know it would have been challenging as well. Now, I want you to take us, a bit further as to what actually shaped the woman that you are today.
So I would have to say that as a teen mom, not having the experience and the things that comes with it, it just being that teen mom, being told that my life was over, that that was going to be, to me, that was the fuel that I needed so that I was able to finish school, went to college, received 5 degrees, perseverance, the things that I absolutely had to do to get to where God needed me to be. So I had to go to school, not only finish in high school, but I went to college and got a job. And things just started moving from there, knowing that God had better for me. And so I had to put forth the work. Even when you're feeding your baby late at night, you're sitting there studying your books. You just had to keep on when people telling you that, hey, you're nothing, you're not going to be anything, but have a bunch of babies and be on welfare. And that you just had to do the things that you needed to do to excel because you knew that you wanted a better life for you and your baby. And I had to just, even though I kept hearing the negativity in my ear, I know that I was built for better. I didn't go out seeking to get pregnant at the age of 16. So that I knew that I had dreams for myself. I had aspirations. And the only way I was going to be able to achieve that was to go back and finish school and do the necessary things to get there.
Absolutely. Yes, I know that journey, of course, would have been a whole lot, trying to, you know, um, organize yourself, seeing
Yeah.
yourself all of a sudden as a teen mom, and you still have a life ahead of you, a lot more ahead of you to achieve. So, and I want you to just pivot a bit back. Did you always see yourself, doing what you're doing today, even back then as a teen, having to travel through all of that you are going through? Did you, see yourself even back then, getting to where you are today?
I did not see myself being exactly where I am today, but I was a dreamer. And I did see myself doing many things, going many places. I would look in magazines and things of that nature, and I would see places like I would like to go, and I would always strive to see what I needed to do to get there. So those are the things that I did. Like, oh, I want to go to Paris. So, I'm trying to see how I can go to Paris or how I can have this nice house or this nice car. And I'm like, I'm 16 years old, with a baby, but I'm still looking at the window dreaming. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I said, I would like to have this or have that. And it's like, okay, so I had to set goals. What is it that you want to do, for yourself to get to where you want to be? And so start goal settings and start believing more in myself, knowing that what I could do was what I could do, not listen to what everybody else was trying to put in my ear, and to, write my own story, so to speak, because the people in my neighborhood, they expected me to fail because all the other girls, they were failing at that age and having babies and not having the mentors. I didn't have a mentor. So I was writing as I went along because I'm thinking, you know what, God has better for me. I got to know that. So and I believe in persevering. I believe in truth. I believe that, when you start defining who you are and not allowing someone else to do it for you, I just believe that you can do a whole lot better when you can stop the negativity.
Definitely we have to, stop the negativity and of course believe in who we are. Yes, you made mention about not having a mentor, not having, somebody to, tutor you through or mentor you through, the journey. And of course, I from my own experience as well, I know how, challenging that would have been. Was there a time that you felt like, keeping quiet, or not being, not continuing the journey? Because I know, sometimes it's easier said than done. Like when you are in the midst of all the trying to understand how. Was there a time you ever felt like, no, I think I should just leave it here?
I thought about it. I thought I never stop doing, but I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Is it worth it? Absolutely. It is absolutely worth it, because I was thinking, if I continue to do this, I'm going to make a better life for my baby. I'm going to make a better life for me. And because of what I did at that age, prayerfully, my baby girl, was a girl, would not go through what I went through, or anyone else would go through what I was going through without walking them through that process. I did, but it was only for a short period, because I just believe that God chose me for something better. When I did think about it for a second, I heard the whisper that says, "You are chosen for greatness. You got this." And I could hear certain whispers in my ear. And when I can hear those things, that gives me that motivation to keep moving, to keep moving forward. Because I'm saying, if God is in my corner, nobody else can do anything to stop this. And I just trusted God in bringing me through the concept, because he had the plan for my life. And I kept moving forward in that I knew that he had for me. Although I was 16 years old, I still believed in God, because I've always gone to church, and I always heard my parents say, you will, you will, you will. And so I can hear that you will do this, you will finish. And I did finish. I never stopped school, never stopped school. So I had a baby in one hand, a book in another, and I just had to persevere through it all. But I would like to say that whatever it is that we're going through, we need to continue to push, because pushing is so very important when we're going through something, because the blessings are on the other end of through. We can't stop while we're going through. It's on the other end of through. So I figured I had to go through it in order to get the blessings that God had for me.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. Yes, that's powerful nuggets that you just shared there. Having journeyed through, that phase of life, when exactly or how did your career or your calling actually come into effect, that you begin to know that yes, I was actually called, for this space.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes we don't realize, when we're going through something, because I look at a lot of my challenges as, a lot of things I go through, it's not really for me. It's for God to get the glory, because whatever it is that he allows you to do, he is going to get the glory for it. You just got to keep pushing. And even my sicknesses or whatever it is that I'm going through, I says, I got to go through it, because others need to see if I went through it, they can go through it as well.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to take a moment and just to share with us, what does leadership look like to you, beyond the titles? Leadership, from your own perspective, from of course, and of course, from your own experience as a leader so far.
Leadership. Leadership looks like to me. Wow, that's a very good question. It like we fading out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Very good. Leadership. What does leadership look like for me? Leadership for me, when I reach back to help someone else, the growth, the mentoring, when I see someone else grow from seed to thriving, I know that I've been impactful. I know that I've done something right. Leadership for me is when someone tells me that my story has changed their lives. And that means that for me, I need to do more. If I help that person and she said I impact her life, what else can I do? So for me, I went back to write books, not for, just storytelling itself or the education part, because I need to make sure the heart is there, the heart is right. It gets to the heart so that they can make a difference as well in their lives, so they can reach back and they can help someone else tell their truth, and make sure that when I'm counseling or coaching, to let them know that your story matter. You need to tell your story, not someone else's story, because we don't want to hear an imitation of someone else. It's more effective when it comes from you or from me. When I tell my story, I can feel it. Someone else needs to feel your story, how God brought you through that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would say that my child was a mistake. My child was never a mistake. I want to make sure that's clear. That was not a mistake, although I was a 16-year-old mom. That is not a mistake because God doesn't make mistakes. A mistake is something that you can correct.
At all.
God did that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was that baby that put me on the path that I needed to go. So I don't ever want a mom to think that her child is a mistake. That means that you need to be pushed by that gift that God blessed you with. And it was that gift, the little girl, that pushed me to where I am today. And
Amazing.
and that's why, like I said, I've written several books. I've created programs. I actually created a program called From Diapers to Diplomas to help moms navigate motherhood from diapers to diplomas with their GEDs, help them prepare for college. I own a pre-K through 12 private school. They may not want a school. They may not want a school at all, but whatever it is that I want to be an advocate for them. That's leadership for me. And I want them to continue to build their leadership because they are leaders. They are leaders. They just need to be coached. They need to be someone to hold their hand because they may not know the directions. I did not know the directions when I was going through. I had no mentor. I had no experience. I had none of that. So I had to write this as I grew into it. And that's how I look at it. Be truthful, tell your truth, your story, and let other people see how you go through it, especially the child that you're raising, because they need to see how to navigate through that type of life as well with their mom. Their emotions, everything is set, is toned from that experience.
Absolutely. All right. So, viewers, if you're there, you're listening, you're watching us live, or you're watching the replay, know that from what Dr. DeLois has already shared, your voice matters. And whatever you're going through, she has rightly mentioned the journey is to give God the glory. And of course, God doesn't make mistake. Wherever you are right now, whatever you're going through, and you may be feeling like, oh yeah, am I not making a mistake? No, God doesn't make a mistake. In whatever you're going through, it is for you to turn your pain or whatever it is into purpose. And I believe, of course, with what she has shared right now, it is what her journey has been about. She turned that journey, that situation, whatever it is that she went through, is what she has turned into the life and the impact that she's making today in the lives of other women, especially women, young mothers in our society. Now, Madam DeLois, I want you to share a bit about how you believe your voice has impacted others, whether in your community, whether in your personal life. How has your voice impacted others?
How has my voice impacted others?
Yes, your
Wow,
voice as a leader. Yes.
that is amazing. I shared a little bit, I guess, a few minutes ago, how my voice, the things that I've done in the industry that I'm doing. Writing is definitely has helped that. The calls that you get, the encouragement that you get from the stories that you tell. And the stories that I tell, these are actually true stories. These are this lived experience. And that's why I can share it from the heart, because it is lived experience. And when I get an email or a call or request or something like that, and people I don't even know, and they tell me how impactful my story is, and it just gives me that motivation to continue to tell that story, because I know that it is helping. And it doesn't just impact your community, it impacts your city, your nation, your country. I mean, it goes so far, you don't even know how far it goes. Today, I'm in Nigeria. It's just amazing. It is truly amazing to know how impactful your stories are. And I would like to say, just keep telling your story because someone is listening. It doesn't matter how bad you think your story is, somebody needs to hear that story. That is your truth. And you can only tell that truth. I can't tell your truth like you can. You can't tell my truth like I can. And although it's painful, like I said, you really do have to turn your pain into purpose. And for me, that's what I did. And that's why it's so easy for me to impact lives, because it is my truth. It is my story.
Absolutely.
But then God turned that thing around, just like he whispered and said, you were chosen for greatness. I never dropped out of school. I continued. I had a successful career, 30 plus years with the Department of Defense. I own a daycare, a preschool, a private school today. I never thought I was going to have a school. I didn't even really like school, but I've been in school all my life. I'm teaching right now. And I love it. I love what I do. And it is impactful. And I watch the children every day at my school. And I'm watching them, how they learn and grow. And how they're going back teaching their moms. And I'm talking my class right now, the kindergartners are going back talking to their parents, letting their parents know the growth, the things that they're learning, and how I'm impacting their lives. I heard a child tell their mom yesterday, I don't want to leave this school. I love this school. I want to go next year. Can I do next year? I'm like, oh my God. So everywhere I go and talk to people, even the kids, it's like, it's that glow I get when God said you were chosen for greatness. He opens these doors. I had I say I didn't have anything to do with it. I was just a vessel being used by God. I says, whatever you want for me to do in this season, Lord, I'm ready to walk in it. And that is what God is doing. And so I can't say no when someone asks me to do something positive or something that's going to impact the world. That's a very hard thing to say no. When you know that you got the wings behind you from God. And I just love it. And I just want to say, just be encouraged, whatever it is that God asks us to do, because you are being impactful.
Absolutely. Yes, she has dropped it. That is just the message. In case you are in that space where you're still thinking, I know the year is just beginning and you're like, where do I go from here? What's all of this and why is it happening to me? It's happening to you for a purpose, because God wants to use you as a vessel of glory so that he can shine forth his light through your life. So you are chosen for purpose. You are chosen for greatness. You need to understand that whatever it is that is going on in your life, God knows. And in as much as he knows, is to be used unto his glory. Now, so far, like DeLois has rightly mentioned, she didn't really like school. But today, she has found herself in the school system, and she is making great impact in the lives of other children. And that can only be God. When you are ready, when you surrender to him and say, God, I am ready, to be used by you. I am ready to run the assignment that you have given to me. And then you just begin to see every other thing coming forth. You'll just be doing it effortlessly without any stress, because God is involved. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for the great work that you've been doing, and of course, being a vessel of honor unto the Lord. Thank you so very much. Now, we want to take you directly now into what we have coming up. Unleash the power of your voice. Now, just hearing this phrase, unleash the power of your voice. What does it mean to you personally? I know, yes, your voice has been what has brought you this far. I want you to share, to our audience, what does this phrase mean to you personally?
Wow.
Unleashing the power of your voice.
That's a powerful question, Dr. Murphy. Oh my God. It truly does mean to me impacting, realizing that your impact can reach beyond your city, your nation, your community. For me, it means your platform, whatever it looks like, to lift others up. It means show up fully when nobody else shows up. You show up authentically, unapologetically. It means use your story. Use your story to light your path for somebody else, or to light the path for someone else. It means for you to rise, not just for yourself, but you need to rise for your children. Rise for your children. Rise for your community. Rise for your nation, your country. Rise for what's important to you. For me, it meant writing books to help teen moms, to empower teen moms. For me, it meant, and I've written several books, by the way, it meant creating a program from diapers to diplomas to help teen moms navigate motherhood with grace and purpose. It meant, for me, establishing a school, a pre-K through 12 private school, not just to educate minds, but to nurture hearts, because that's what God's put in me. It's just amazing how you have to define what that is for you, because it's there. The power is in you. You may not think it is, but when you put on the spot, you don't have a choice but try to figure out what it is, develop that thing. I feel like Esther in the book sometime, in the Bible sometimes, when it talks about how she saved her whole nation, she had to make a decision. So when it comes to that decision point in your life, you're going to have to make a life or death decision. Then that's what you need to do. And for me, the day I gave birth to this baby and I looked in those big brown eyes and I had to make a decision, it's either now or never. And I thank God every single day from that day to this one. That is what I needed to get to where I am today. And I never look back, because I know that that is the purpose that God had for my life. And I'm just so grateful, because when we say no, we closing the door on God. We're not closing the door on, on us, because we sit up there, we make bad decisions all the time. But if you know that this is a God thing, then you better move when God says move, because that door is going to close for somebody else to open. And I'm just grateful that I can hear the whispers. I want to hear his whispers louder than I hear this whispers of everybody else around me that was telling me, no, you're not going to be anything but have a bunch of babies and be on welfare. And I was like, oh my God, who wants to hear that at the age of 16? I didn't. It broke my heart. I'm like, where's the love? Where is the love? Where is the nurturing the community doesn't even have for you? All they knew was they would call me, they would say something like, oh, that's Miss Anna's daughter. Well, Miss Anna's daughter, yes, but Miss Anna's daughter has a name. I was never called by my name. I was called by Miss Anna's daughter. That was a problem for me. And I'm like, can you get to know who I am? Because God had greater for me. And I just wish they knew that then, that God had greater. But that's what it looks like, for me. That's what it means to me. It has so many meanings. So we just have to define what it means to us, each individual.
To us. Absolutely. That's very rich information that you just shared there. That's very powerful. Yes, unleashing the power of your voice is about stepping forward, showing up, irrespective of whatever anybody's telling you, the society, the community, your family is telling you you can't do it, your voice doesn't matter, you were not made for this is not your thing. Especially as a woman, anybody that is telling you, I don't think you're good in this, I don't think you can do this, I don't think this was meant for you. That is a sign for you to know that, yes, this is truly meant for you. So you should go right in without any apology. And she just mentioned that making impact, unleashing the power of your voice, about making impact beyond where you are. And yes, right from where she is in the United States to Africa to Nigeria, she is making impact beyond where she is. And that is about refusing to shrink, refusing to stay back, and I just pray that this message will get to the ends, of, the entire world, so that women, can be quite aware of the fact that they have what it takes right within them. to become the vessel, to become the great leader, the woman that God has, destined them to be. And that takes me right to the next question, DeLois. Why do you think this message right now is important for women around the world, as we are going to converge together on the 22nd of January at the summit? Why do you think this message is important right now for women?
I believe that is important right now for women, because I think that when we get together, we share stories. Iron sharpens iron. Together, we are very powerful and we're unstoppable when we bring our voices together. And I think that's why it's important. And we need to continue to do that and continue to encourage each other. We're not competing, we're just collaborating. And that is impactful in itself.
So you've heard it, that when we come together, we are collaborating, we are not competing. When we come together, the Bible has rightly mentioned, that's where she quotes from, iron sharpened iron. We inspire each other, we motivate each other, encourage each other, for greater things that God has given to us to do. Sometimes some of us may be feeling like, I don't think I have what it takes. I don't think this is for me personally. But by the time you listen to the story of others, other women like yourself, you will just get inspired and say, yes, if DeLois can do this, I can do even much better. And that is the spirit, and that is what we're talking about. What happens, DeLois, from your own journey and experience, when women finally stop shrinking and start speaking up? What do you think will happen? Or what do you believe, on your own conviction, that will happen when women around the world stop shrinking, stop listening to all the no's and start speaking up?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it? Repeat that again, love? You were
What do you believe would happen when women stop shrinking, stop refusing, to stay at the level where, people are trying to place them? What do you think will happen when women stop shrinking, stop reducing, stop, hindering themselves? I would also put that, and start speaking up. What do you think will happen to women around the world?
I think that will continue if they do nothing, because I believe that you need to define who you are. I don't believe that you should allow someone else to define who you are, because if they define who you are, they're going to confine you. And once they do that, you get to do everything they tell you to do. And you're still not learning the things that you need to learn and what God has for you to learn. And so being told to do this or do that, I'm not seeing where the growth is going to come in for them, because it seems like they're dependent on a system, whatever that system might be. Like I was talking earlier in my story, I had to define who I was, because if I continued to listen to someone telling me that, oh, you're not going to be nothing but have a bunch of babies and be on welfare. Well, prove that person wrong. That's what I would say to them. Prove that person wrong. What is it that you want for yourself or want for your life? Because I know that you got to have dreams, you got to have aspirations. And I do believe that you can achieve those dreams and those aspirations when you step forward, when you start believing in yourself, when you start telling your truth, because no one else can do it for you. You will have to step up and tell the world who you are. Because if we stand in that position that we're in, that is the position that we're going to leave this world in. So I need them to be encouraged and know that they can define who they are, just making one step at a time to reach those dreams that they have, or those aspirations that they had. Because I know that they're there. We all have them. We just don't know how to get there. Find a good mentor or someone who is willing to work with you to achieve those great things, because greatness lies in all of us. There is power in all of us. And that power is not going to just happen. All of the women, we talk to each other all the time. The power is in us. But if we don't activate it, we'll never know. So I would say, have that power activated within you.
The power is within us. We
Yes.
just did not know it. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. To every woman watching us right now, or you're watching the replay, you need to know that the power is right within you. Take advantage of it, step into it, step forward. Deloitte talked about defining who you are. I think that's where the journey actually begins. You need to define where you are. It's good to be a dreamer. And when you dream, it's not just enough to just dream, but take action. Because just dreaming or wishing, to be different, wishing to be this and that, won't take you anywhere without you taking actionable steps to getting there little by little. And of course, she also made mention about getting a mentor or somebody that is willing and ready, to work with you, hold you by the hand, and help you through the journey to getting you to where God has destined you to be. I believe the conversation today has been amazing, has been filled with great wisdom, and I know you're going to apply this in your journey in 2026. And I want to pause to let you know, our viewers out there, that the Unleash the Power of Your Voice Women's Summit will be taking place on the 22nd of January. Yes, this month of January, and you need to get in the room. Registration is free for as many women that are ready, to step forward and act or walk boldly in their journey this year. So you don't have any excuse to say, "Oh yeah, I would have ventured, I would have registered," but the fee, there's no cost. There's no cost to attending. So get your seat secured. We actually need you to register because we need to have your details, to continue to journey with you all through the year. That's why we just want you to register. Put down your name to also show that you are ready to do this with us this year. So now, DeLois, as we take this to a close, I wanted to share, with the audience, one truth about voice, your leadership, you wish you had known earlier before now. One truth that you wish you had known, before now.
One truth that I wished I had known before now. I wished I knew the importance of collaboration, because we're more powerful when we're together than when we're not. I believe that is very, very important. So with that would be mentors and everything else that falls in that bucket. We're more powerful, we're unstoppable, and we're able to conquer anything that we set out to do. There is nothing, when you put all these women together in this bucket, we are absolutely unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. We are unstoppable. The power of women is huge. Like when we come together with one mind, with one accord, we're able to actually shift systems, shift structures, shift whatever it is, obstacles that are, that has been standing before us to say, yes, you can do it. But by the time we come together, we will be able, to move whatever it is. Yes, collaboration is key. And over the years, I have been, preaching that, talking about that, and also doing it, ensuring that more women come together and understand the power of collaboration and partnership, because it is a known currency right now that could help us move faster and beyond, getting greater things done, and also showing that true sisterhood. Because of course, we cannot claim to be true sisters to ourselves when we don't come together and acknowledge our strengths, that we have with each other. And by the time we, bring those gifts together, we become a beautiful bunch, of a vessel that God has made unto his glory. All right, so we are taking this to a close. So while I am enjoying the conversation with you, Madam DeLois. So now I want you to just share with the audience, if you could leave this audience with one thought, what would it be? What would that one thought be?
I believe that if we be true to self, be true to self. I believe that being authentic, so when people see you, they know, oh yeah, I know her. She's real. And I know that if she says something, it's going to be the truth. And know that God is a God of all things. Whatever it is that we're in need of, he can do it exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we can think or ask. So just know that if he's for you, it's more than the whole world against you.
All right, that is that. Yeah, that was powerful. Be authentic and know that God is with you all the way. And the Bible says, when God is for us, who can be against us? There is nothing, there is no one that can be against us when God is on our side. And then, of course, the best thing that we can do, for ourselves is to ensure that we continually, every day of our journeys, be on God's side or allow God to be on our side, either way. Thank you so very, very, very much, DeLois, for stepping forward and sharing the stage, with me today. And before I let you go, DeLois, please share with us what you have coming up in the year 2026 that you want people to know, and then how can they contact you?
Yes, my contact information, I'll give you my website. It is Tandy Enterprises, TAN-D enterprises.org. I am on social media and at Dr. DeLois Jackson, and that's on Facebook and Instagram. And I do have coming up on the 22nd of January, I will be participating in the Unleash the Power Within with Dr. Murphy. Please tune in. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I do have a couple of podcast interviews coming up, and I can actually post them out there on my site, so you'll be able to see them as well. And other than that, I'm just getting excited about seeing 26 and seeing what 26 brings.
Amazing. Yes, we are active. We are ready, to rock 2026 as God will take us through it all. And yes, you can contact her with the details she has, mentioned. Check her out on the social medias. She has mentioned on Facebook, emails, and other socials. Thank you so much, Dr. DeLois, for being here. It's always amazing, to have you, and also have you in my space. Thank you so, so much. Yes, I can't wait. She has so much, that she's going to share with us in the coming summit. And of course, the book will also be released on the same day. And she'll be talking about, we'll be talking about the power from within. I know you can't wait. Yes, myself, I can't wait. The story is powerful. Yes, I must say. The story is powerful when she talks about the power from within. So, if you are ready, go get your ticket for the Unleash the Power of Your Voice, Volume 2. And the summit is a program tied together in one day. So the summit is the same day, and of course, the book will also be released on the same day. We're going running for Amazon bestseller, and by the grace of God, yes, we're going to get that. So yes, we are staying excited, and we trust God that He's going to give us a successful 2026. Thank you once again, ma'am. Is there anything else you want to share before we call it a day?
I'd like to thank you, Dr. Murphy, for having me on your show. I greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to the summit that I will be speaking amongst many other amazing women. And I encourage everybody to go ahead and get their tickets so that they can watch the show. It is going to be amazing. The summit, I tell you, you don't want to miss it. Go out and buy your book. It's going to be released really soon. Actually, can I tell them the date it's going to be released? It's going to be
22nd.
It's going to be released on the 22nd, the same day as the summit, which is a good thing. So we got a lot of things going on. So I greatly appreciate it and the opportunity to be part of this major accomplishment that you've put out there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So that's all we can take for today. that it has been a blessing to you as it has been a blessing to me as well. Dr. DeLois has shared so much nuggets that you need to run with in 2026. So I want to leave you with this. What you have heard in this conversation is not just theory. It is a lived experience. It a proof that when women choose to align their purpose over approval and obedience over comfort, everything begins to shift. Your voice is not something to discover later in life. It's something you recover when you stop shrinking. Stop using excuses or whatever it is, that is trying to stop you. Step forward, step out from every comfort zone and come out and unleash the power of your voice, because there is greatness inside of you. That stirring, if this conversation had stirred something today, don't just ignore it. That stirring, could bring a discomfort, and that's a direction that you have to do something about. What you just heard, unleash the power of your voice, is not about being louder. It's about being truer, true to yourself. Tell your truth the way it is. It's about women stepping out into God's given mandate, standing firm in who they are. You heard Dr. DeLois talking about defining who you are and moving forward with courage and clarity. If you're looking for clarity on how to move beyond where you are, God is there. And of course, you can also get a mentor. So thank you to our incredible guests for sharing her truth with us today. We appreciate you, ma'am. We love you. And to every woman watching us, your voice matters. Your story carries weight, and the world is waiting to see what you carry. So until we see next time on the Forge to Tribe, keep forging, keep thriving, and never silence your voice again. Bye-bye.
Not all visibility builds influence. Welcome to GLEBM TV, a leadership-focused media platform powered by GLEBM Communications. Here we amplify leaders, businesses, speakers, authors, and organizations through strategic conversations, interviews, weekly reports, GLEBM news, personality features, publishing insights, and event coverage. We don't chase trends. We don't promote noise. We build credibility, clarity, and influence for voices that matter. If your work deserves to be seen with purpose and strategy, then this is your platform. GLEBM TV, your brand, our spot.